Hello everyone, it's Smash Moop here, and today we are continuing the D-File series. Alright, today we are covering the Wraith. I like to call him Bing Bong Boy, and you'll see why. Now personally, I love the Wraith, however, he is, in my opinion, one of the worst killers in the game, and I'll tell you guys why, but I like playing him because it's so unexpected when people play him that it makes people forget how to play him, and it's really funny watching people be scared. So, let's start this, alright? The D-Files, featuring Bing Bong Boy. Philip Ojomo came to this country without anything other than a hope for a new beginning. He was happy as he got offered a job at Auto Haven Wreckers, a small scrapyard where bribed cops turned a blind eye on somewhat shady business that took place. Ojomo didn't care. He had seen criminal activity up close in his homeland, and as long as he didn't get involved, he let things be. He just fixed cars and handled the crusher. Something he did really well. A car went in, a small metallic cube came out. It was not until one gloomy day that he, just by accident, saw some blood coming from one of the uncrushed cars. As he opened the trunk, he found a young man, gagged and tied hands and panic-filled eyes. Ojomo freed the man, who managed to run 10 feet before Ojomo's boss stopped him and slit his throat. As Ojomo demanded answers, he was explained that he was nothing more than a simple executioner, as more or less every car had a soul in them. This was a service that the scrapyard provided to certain clients. Ojomo snapped and went ballistic. He threw his boss into the crusher and let it slowly compress as the head stuck out. Ojomo grabbed it and pulled head and spine out of the body. He then left and was never seen again. So that's the backstory for the Wraith. Now that head and spine that he pulled out of his boss's head became his signature weapon, the Wailing Bell, which is also his power. Now, this killer, as many of you know, would be a Wraith. He was the first stealth killer. If people wanted to play a stealthy play style, then they would go to the Wraith. However, as more killers were introduced, stealth killers became more and more complex and better. And the Wraith right now is slowly faded from obscurity. And it's kind of upsetting because I still like playing the Wraith. Alright, so let's get into his power. The Wailing Bell, a heavy cast iron bell imbued with ancient powers, allows its user to enter and walk the spirit world when rung. So this is the Wailing Bell. Press and hold the power button to cloak. Press and hold the power button again while cloaked to uncloak, granting a 1-second burst of speed upon reappearing. The Wailing Bell can be heard up to a distance of 24 meters. While cloaked, the Wraith is guaranteed increased movement speed, near total invisibility, and the undetectable status effect. The Wraith may not attack while cloaked, but can interact with environmental objects. Exposure to bright light forces the Wraith to automatically uncloak. So here's the deal. You gain a small speed boost when you're cloaked, and whenever you begin uncloaking, you gain a burst of speed, which allows you to do a extra fast and far lunge. If someone shines a flashlight at you while you're cloaked for long enough, you get the light burn status effect, and you are stunned for a long period of time. Now, the main issue with the Wraith is that as the game has progressed, there have been more perks added to the game on the survivor side that help with detection and spatial awareness, and really, really screws over the Wraith. The Wraith as it says, it's not completely invisible. He actually has a small shimmer that is his outline, but it's kind of hard to see, of course, but you'll know that he's there. And whenever you uncloak, he has to sound the wailing bell, which is just a loud bell that signifies that he's close. So it kind of removes a little bit of his stealth. And his perks don't help either. Getting into his perks, they just all suck. Predator. Your acute tracking ability allows you to hone in on disturbances left by running survivors. Scratch marks left by survivors will spawn slightly closer together. This means that scratch marks will be more of a direct line rather than being kind of spread out and weird. If you are any good at this game, you will not need this perk at all. There's no point in running this because scratch mark, you'll know which direction they go in based on how fresh scratch marks are. I would rate this a solid D perk. You have Bloodhound. Like a hunting scent hound, you smell traces of blood at a great distance. Fresh blood marks are considerably more discernible than normal and can be tracked for 2 seconds longer than normal. This is even worse than Predator, because no one ever keeps track of the bloodstains. Because they're scratch marks. Why would you keep track of the bloodstains? It makes no sense. This is D-, if anything. His one semi-good perk is Shadowborn. You will have a keen vision in the darkness of night. Your field of vision is 9 degrees wider than normal. This means that you're able to see wider, and you're able to see more along the sides of your screen. This can be good on certain killers that require you to make snap judgments, such as the nurse. This is good on the nurse. I'll get to her in a future episode, but this is not good on the Wraith. It's just not. I'd rate it a solid B-. So his perks just aren't really good. He has a standard movement speed for killers, standard terror radius, and he's pretty tall. So, I also like his glowing eyes. He's pretty funny. Alright, getting into his loadout. So, I already covered the Wailing Bell. Let's get into the add-ons. And like I did with the Trapper, and from here on out, I'm going to go through all the add-ons and tell you which ones are best and give them a tier list rating. First off, his A-tier add-ons. He doesn't have any S-tier add-ons. His A-tier add-ons include the Coxcombed Clapper. This renders the Wailing Bell completely silent, meaning if you are close to somebody, they will not be able to hear the Wailing Bell, which is so good for him, for being more stealthy. Then there's this yellow add-on, the weaker version of the Coxcomb Clapper, the Bone Clapper. Survivors can no longer discern the Wailing Bell's distance or direction. So pretty much, survivors will still be able to hear the Wailing Bell. However, it won't matter which direction you are or how far away you are, they will hear the Wailing Bell at the same pitch, same volume. This is also good for being stealthy and really good for mix-ups with survivors. And his other A-tier add-ons. These are integral to his playstyle because even though he gets a speed boost while he's cloaked, it's just simply not fast enough. However, you can increase his speed while cloaked by using... Where are they? Here they are. By using Windstorm Mud, Windstorm White, and Windstorm Blood. These symbols moderately increases the Wraith's movement speed while cloaked, considerably increases the Wraith's movement speed while cloaked, and tremendously increases the Wraith's movement speed. This increases his base movement speed while cloaked from 130 to 170. That's just the purple one. You could run the purple and the green one for 200% movement speed, which is insane. I wouldn't suggest doing that because I would want to run something else that pairs with Windstorm, but these perks are so good on him. Alright, B-tier add-ons would probably be the All-Seeing Spirit. Um, this, while you're cloaked, allows you to see how far along generators are progressed based on the intensity of their auras. They will start white, unlike other killers, which they all start red. They will start white and slowly make its way through from yellow to orange to red. You will be able to see how much that generator has been progressed. It pretty much allows you, if the color is changing, allows you to see survivors across the whole map, which is very good. The all-seeing blood add-on. While you're cloaked, you're able to see survivors within a 12 meters of you, meaning that there is no hiding from him. You will see their auras if you're close enough, which is really good. What? Blind Warrior. Blind Warrior is also really good. Whenever you inflict a surprise attack on an enemy, meaning that you come out of your cloak, and you have a little bit of time to hit them, you will inflict them with Mangled and Hemorrhage, meaning that it will take 20% longer to heal, and they will bleed more. Until they're healed. It's not even for a time limit, it's just until they're healed, which is really good. Getting into C-tier add-ons. I would say that Swift Hunt's decent, alright? I like to run Swift Hunt with Windstorm, because the fault with Windstorm is that it decreases his movement speed while uncloaking. However, if you have Swift Hunt, either Mud, White, or Blood, allows you to uncloak so fast. So unbelievably fast. So and one of my favorite builds to run on him would be Swift Hunt and Windstorm. Or Windstorm and the Coxcombed Clapper. Or All-Seeing Spirit and Windstorm. These are just good things to use. What else? I would like to say that... Oh, that's right. The brown add-ons. Oh boy. These are really weird. They each do their own thing. But I would say that the best of the browns, which would be C tier, would be the Ghost, or the Ghost Soot. After uncloaking, the Wraith's Terror Radius and Red Stain will remain suppressed for 6 seconds. Pretty much whenever you uncloak, you still have the undetectable status effect for 6 seconds, meaning they can't hear your Terror Radius, and they can't see your Red Stain, which is like your eyesight, I guess. It's pretty good to be more stealthy. And I will also say Shadow Dance Blood is C tier. Tremendously reduces the time required to vault windows, open lockers, break pallets, and more breakables, and damage generators while you're cloaked. Now, this is very situational, because this is good for only good for breaking generators and spare pallets that are around the map. Otherwise, it's kinda iffy. But I will show a funny meme build that I like to run sometimes. I will not show it in gameplay just yet. But I will show you what exactly it can do. Alright. Getting down into his worst add-ons. The Blink add-ons. The Blink add-ons are not good. Reduces the Wraith's disappearance time tremendously and considerably. These are not good. These are just not good, because you already cloak so fast. You already cloak in 1 second. So you want to reduce it from 1 second to like half a second. That's not real. It takes up an add-on slot. It just wastes. It's hardly a benefit. The Serpent and the Hound. While cloaked, for the Hound, Soot. While cloaked, fresh blood marks are considerably more discernible than normal. Guess what? That's just a worse version of... That's just a worse version of this. That's a worse version of his perk, Predator. Like, why would you want to run that? It's just not good. It's not good thinking. and the Serpent. The Wraith will uncloak completely when breaking pallets or damaging generators while cloaked. Why? Why would you run this? Why would you? I'll give you one reason. I'll give you one reason. Shadow Dance Blood. This is a meme build. This is funny. I like funny. If this reduces the amount of time it takes to break it, and you instantly uncloak, after breaking or damaging generators, guess what? You're instantly in a chase. It's really funny to freak people out. His F-tier add-on. He has one F-tier add-on. Similar to the Trapper and the Padded Jaws, he has one F-tier add-on. The Beast Soot. The Wraith's terror radius is no longer suppressed while cloaked. Enough said. Just enough said. That's just bad. It's just bad. Not good. That removes his stealth. He is essentially an M1 killer at that point with a hindrance. Not being able to attack while cloaked. It's like, what's the point? And guess what you get? Similar to the Padded Jaws on the Trapper, you get more blood points for stalking and surprise attacks. As if that you will ever hit a surprise attack with him while using the Beast. What the hell? I don't understand why some add-ons explicitly make killers worse. I just don't understand it. But luckily, that's the only F-tier add-on. So, condensing it all together, the best add-ons to run on him are the Windstorm add-ons and his Iridescent add-ons, of course. For completely being silent or muffling the sound, being able to see generator auras, being able to move way faster, and being able to see survivors' auras while cloaked. His best add-ons. Getting into an ideal perk build for the Wraith. This perk build is probably my favorite. Discordance, which allows you to see generators' auras if more than one person is working on them. Meaning that you're able to see if more than one person is working on a generator, meaning that you're able to go over to them and definitely get a free hit now that you know they're there. Barbecue and Chili, which I already went over, gives you map surveillance once you hook a survivor, and 100% more blood points every trial. It's just the best perk for the killers. Pop Goes the Weasel for a massive slowdown whenever you hook somebody. Instantly regress a generator by 25%. Really good. And one perk that he's definitely going to need if you want to run him. Enduring. You reduce, oh my god. You reduce the duration of pallet stuns by 45%. I believe at max it's 50%. This man, I don't know how he's this slim and lanky. He eats pallets all the time. This man devours pallets. Once you're in a chase, pallets are going to be your worst enemy. Enduring makes this so much easier. Alternatively, if you don't want to run Enduring, run Spirit Fury. After breaking a certain number of pallets, either 4, 3, or 2 pallets, the next pallet that you get hit by automatically breaks, instead of you having to break it yourself. And that covers just about everything. Thank you all out there for listening to this tutorial on the Wraith. Bing Bong Boy. I'm very happy if you got anything from this. You know, leave a comment. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Honestly, I always answer the comments, you know. It's not like I have that many people watching, though. So, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And like and subscribe, you know. I gotta start somewhere. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you all have a thick and fog day to all of you. Goodbye, guys.